The queer community was looking towards the Supreme Court with hope this morning as the Supreme Court was delivering its judgment in the same-sex couple marriage case. But many of them are left disappointed as the Supreme Court has left it to the central government now. I'm joined by, can I get your name please?
Krishanu.
And yours?
Avli.
Okay. So your first thoughts, while the Supreme Court, the Chief Justice of India, made remarks saying that the queer community should not be discriminated against, he recognized same-sex couples, but on the other side, the judgment didn't come out with any operative judgments or any operative rights for queer couples. So what do you think? What are your first thoughts?
And I think about this, like Chief Justice saying the things that he did, I think they're really progressive things, but they're really inconsequential. So it's like I really don't want to take it into account. Like it does not matter. I mean, the Supreme Court should have done more. I mean, it's really, really sad. They've been really, really lazy, I believe, because if they'd heard the kind of arguments that were made, they would have done a better job at this. I mean, it's really, really bad.
What do you think?
I mean, it's sad, it's disappointing, and like how they say it on the internet these days, this judgment could have been an email. We did not need to come here to listen to it, and yeah, I mean, it's really disappointing.
So you think this doesn't change anything in your life?
I mean, not at all. I mean, what they really said was also that, Navteej Singh Johar gave you everything, essentially. I mean, if that's what you have to say, then you is what I have to say to that. I mean, really, if that is what your argument is, I mean, what we essentially are saying is that it's not that we are asking them for something new. We're not saying, oh, give us something that we don't have. Queer people and queer lives are already lived and experienced in full possibilities and full ranges of spectrum that there is. We already continue to live our lives in ways that we always desire to. And that's the kind of resistance and joy that queer lives have. What we wanted was translation of our lived experiences in the law. But that does not happen. That did not happen. In fact, they just said that we don't want to hear you.
Essentially. And I also want to talk to you about, you said that the Chief Justice of India did make some good remarks, and in fact, by the beginning of the judgment being pronounced, we thought that it's going in the direction of queer people getting their rights to be recognized as a married couple. That's the direction we were getting in the beginning when the Chief Justice of India was speaking. So do you also think that you had that hope that today might be the day, but it didn't turn out to be?
I mean, of course, there was hope and we had positive expectations, particularly after the 2018 judgment. Like, there was hope that the Supreme Court will further our rights. But, I mean, if the judgment was unanimous or even a majority, like, positive judgment, we could have celebrated it. But just the fact that even the positive directives that have been guaranteed by this judgment, they're in a minority. They're seriously, like Krishanu was saying, it's inconsequential right now.
Even the part on adoption for queer couples, that's also in a minority.
Yeah, definitely. So anything that you heard which sounded nice does not matter. So it's really
observations, their comments, but they don't translate.
So basically, it will be a part of the larger judgment. So you can quote it as a precedent, something like, CGI said in this matter, on this matter, in this way, etc., for a future case, etc. But this is giving us nothing. So Supreme Court came and they did not eat and they did not give us anything. And yeah, it's giving disappointment.
And the CGI's comments don't give you any
even
moral support also. Nothing
please.
beyond
I mean,
that.
we really want something like moral support from CGI. I think everybody, all of you should take moral support from our lives. Imagine we are like pushed aside, we are thrown, we are gutted down by every day from people from the quote-unquote mainstream community, and we continue to thrive and look gorgeous like we do. So the support that you should be driving is from us. And we don't need support from anybody, sorry. Yeah.
And this clearly isn't the support that you were looking for.
Of course, obviously not.
You were looking for...
I mean, that's what I said. Our lives are gorgeous and amazing. It needs translation in the way that laws are made and understood, and not the other way around. There is nothing that the law can give us which we already don't have. We already are the sources of joy, resilience, and everything else in our lives.
So the comments that have been made that the queer community should not be discriminated against and we recognize them as couples, they don't translate into action.
See, there are lots of good things said by Justice Kaul also, like civil union, like civil partnership. I don't know what that translates into, but again, the good starts. I mean, at least it's registered somewhere. I mean, even our petition, which is Rituparna Bora V Union of India, we're glad that we made that petition, and we're glad that we fought, and we are here today. That even that it was taken into account, because all of these things are coming from our two petitions, which is one was on adoption and the other one was on this Rituparna Bora V Union of India, where we're trying to say #more than marriage, where we're trying to say that marriage is not not the solution for the kind of queer lives that we envision to live. So that's why you have to give a full array of like entitlements and acknowledgements to family of choice, etc., and understand that there is violence from natal family. So the directions that CGI has given to police, all of those things are emanating from our petitions directly. In fact, they're using words like intersectionality, which were used in our arguments. So yeah, obviously we're happy
Those
about
directions to the
conversations.
police about not discriminating against the community and not taking the action that you mentioned, is that a good start? At least would you say that?
I mean, the directions won't follow, no, because it's a minority. So it's just
that's
said in a paper. It's good. It's good. It's in the paper. Very nice. There are better things written in the paper. I mean, what do I do about it?
They just comment.
Huh.
And as collectives and as activists, we will continue to use these directives that have been given in the judgment as well to ensure that they translate on ground, and to continue our engagements with the police to ensure that protection is extended to queer couples. But yeah, I mean, I feel like the judgment really fell short, and it could have done so much more. It's a abdicating of responsibility, and we are expected to look to the parliament and the legislature. But I feel like that's hopeless for us.
You don't have hope from that front?
I mean, you have to ask us really. I mean, a government, I mean, all the governments who've been here for 75 plus years, they've done nothing, not a single legislation. They made the Trans Act, which is so regressive. I mean, they did not consult us. We have a petition in the Supreme Court against the Trans Act itself saying that it's unconstitutional. And that government will give us anything.
All right. Thanks very much for speaking to us. And that's the essence that we are getting from the people here. That they say that it's a lot said, but not enough has been done. A lot of important comments have been made, but they don't translate into action. They don't change their lives. The rights that they were demanding, they've still not gotten those from the Supreme Court, and they don't have much hope left after this. In New Delhi, in the Supreme Court of India, with camera person Rakesh Singh, Priyanshi Sharma for NDTV.